on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot.
It was kind of weird today. I didn't really feel like I was at 100%. I was just feeling some stiffness and not quite getting the pop on the disc during my warm-up. But then, I was talking to my caddy coming off a hole 3, and we're like, well, you don't really have to feel good to play good. And I think that's kind of what today was.
I was feeling good. I made some solid, windy putts and early in the round, and that definitely helped build the confidence up. Yeah, I was getting good birdies, pretty much converting on all my birdie looks from circle 1, which felt great, and then scrambling well. Yeah, I think with a tournament like this with 4 days all on the same course, there's a lot of holes that are easy to birdie and also easy to mess up. So just making sure that I'm trusting myself, playing my game, not getting too caught up in I moved up a spot and now I'm solo second or whatever, just trying to keep putting together solid rounds and not really worrying about the scoreboard until I might need to,
Whatever. I went out there and it happened. Some things happened. Some things did happen. Bogeys, birdies, back and forth. It's not my first time, not my first rodeo. So I just try to lasso the chaoticness of the wind out here. Maybe just eat some breakfast and chill out. I don't know. Chia seed pudding. I really like chia seed pudding a lot. It's easy too, and it's easy on my stomach, and I don't feel like I got bubble gut halfway through the round. It's hard to eat so early in the morning, so sometimes I just don't.
Going good, have problem with the wind here and there, but I just use some right dish to play with the wind, and then time I have to lay up, time I have to be aggressive, but I'm feeling good. No one out there gonna change my game, because whatever my competitor they throw, I'm just gonna stick with my game. If they throw a drum, I'm just gonna go with my game. Don't let anybody change your game when you already set your mind. So that's how I do for today.
Hello and welcome to round 3 of the Discraft Great Lakes Open presented by Barbasol and Grip 6. This is our first playoff event. We're playing 4 rounds this week. We have no cuts, so we get to play tomorrow too. Mm-hmm. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hockeys.
Honk.
I'd like to echo Kat Mertsch's whatever. Yeah. That's the best interview answer I've ever heard.
I also want to say that we're also fans of chia pudding.
Yeah.
And it is easy on your stomach.
A+. Own Scoggins, she has shot back-to-back 7-downs. I think it was 10-13 and 10-14 rated. Literally 100% perfect in Circle 1X. She's scrambling 71% of the time. She's first and landing in the circle off the tee 42% of the time.
Hansen first place in Circle 1 in regulation, getting there 50% of the time. Wow. Also parking 11% of the holes and scrambling 58% of the time. So if she's not in the circle, she's going to get there.
If Holyn wasn't feeling good shooting a 6-down yesterday, I would hesitate to just know what she can do feeling good. She's first in Circle 2 in regulation off the tee, 67%, second in park percentage at 14, and scrambling 64% of the time.
Kat Mertsch, she shot a 2-down yesterday, and that was enough to move her up the leaderboard after day 1. She's second place in park percentage, 14% of the holes, third place in Circle 1 in regulation, so she's putting herself in position. Hole 1, 545 feet. We are again in that left position that's elevated. This drone flight is showing the right position, but we are clocked over here to this basket. It is higher than normal. You can see the OB all the way around the left side. It's all the way down the right as well and wrapping around behind the basket. This position plays a little harder because of how much closer it is to out of bounds. No wind today, though.
Yeah. This was perhaps the nicest day to play disc golf we've had since, I don't know, the West Coast.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Gorgeous. Should hopefully play a few strokes easier for the field overall.
I think when I got out of my car for warm-ups this morning, it was like 55.
Mm-hmm.
I put a scarf on. So great.
Owen lays up nicely. Ella shot a 6-down. As did Holyn yesterday. Funny in those interviews, Holland's like, I didn't feel good. And Ella goes, I feel good.
It's all about how you frame it in the game of golf.
Kat Mertsch, whatever. This is definitely a little too hyzered. And it's going to be out of bounds for Ella.
Yeah, we'll see where she last crossed. It's kind of a tricky one.
Holyn, one of the few women who can get here with her sidearm power.
Also, busting out shorts on a 50-degree morning. Love that.
I mean, they were a little later. It's probably 60 by this point.
This, again, played as the hardest hole. It did yesterday, too, which is surprising.
Oh, wow.
But I think just this huge downhill, we're losing 60 feet of elevation.
Holyn definitely trying to go big here, but she holds it too straight and is going to be OB kind of at that corner where that spotter is, I believe.
It's funny to watch players kind of pick their battles.
Yeah.
I like that Holyn decides, you know what, I'm going to play aggressive on hole one, just straight out the gate.
Yeah, it's actually a really good course for decision making as far as which ones to attack, which ones to chill and play par. Own sticking to her game plan so solidly obviously is paying off.
It's almost like just putting it in the middle, and the approach game is the most important part of this weekend.
Totally.
Erika and I were talking, we always think about this as like a distance thrower's course, but this weekend we're like, no, it's not actually.
Like, Own's winning because she keeps it in the fairway or scrambles well and has great short game.
Yep. And like Lucky was talking about yesterday, protecting your birdies, picking your battles, not trying to go above and beyond your game, just getting them where you can and holding on.
Holyn's going to be, I think, just outside the circle for a par save. That's
Ella.
a beaut.
Yeah, with a really good looking approach. Right outside the bullseye.
Oh, Chandler Fry on the bag for Ella.
Hey. Own's so good at approaches.
Beautiful.
Did you see the water slinging off the disc?
Yeah.
The grass was so dewy.
I feel like it was more wet than our rainy practice rounds. How's that possible? Cat opting for the sidearm here. Perfect.
Wow, everyone making this approach look so easy, even though it's downhill towards out of bounds. Holyn with kind of a longer look for par than you want. I mean, for bogey than you want on this elevated pin.
Comes up short.
And that's how quickly it can happen on this one and why it played as one of the hardest holes of the day, or the hardest.
Solid save from Ella. Bogey save, but still. It's easy to let the mistakes compound out here.
Only one player got to circle one, only one player got to circle two. 62% of the field with a par, 38 with a bogey or worse. I'm not going to lie, not a fan of this one, this hole.
Yeah.
Especially as a starter.
I like it better in the other position, but even then, I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be able to attack, but...
Right, it'd be fun to be able to get a birdie on this one.
Cat kind of tripped over her disc. Oh, cat Mertsch.
Yay, more cat reaction. Damn. Everyone's gonna stay about where they are.
Hole 2, right back up the hill, about 60 feet, par 4, 376 feet. You just want to land in the short grass about halfway up the hill, and then usually pitch a mid-range. This is one of the absolute must-get birdies at this distance, though with the elevated pin perched right on the hillside, it's definitely dangerous putting. You might roll 100 feet if you cage it. Oh, and I think this yellow one's a pretty flippy destroyer. And that's solid.
And a nice little berm action as well into the middle of the fairway.
Nothing like berm action. Solid gallery out there.
Wow. Look at everyone. Michigan always shows out. Always. One of the biggest women's community as well. We're bummed that as a playoff event that we didn't get to have some of the regional ladies playing. I love all you Michigan ladies.
Michiganders.
Michiganders.
Cat with a great drive there. It is kind of nice because that berm really does more often kick you into the middle of the fairway than not. That's huge. From
Giant and dead center.
Holyn just going a glow passion here. chilling, staying in the middle.
And that's all you really need.
Yeah, no matter where you land, you're going to have this very steeply uphill run up.
What's it, like 150?
Yeah, definitely plays farther. That's a pretty typical landing zone. It's pretty tough to crest the hill. I really like standstill if you have the power for it.
And you can see Holyn aiming low. If you do crest the hill, it's very easy on that very fast green to skip deep, and then you end up having a death comeback putt.
Ella with a nice simple pitch to just outside the bullseye. Kat Mertsch almost threw this in yesterday. She bounced off the cage. Today, just chilling, laying up.
She's so close. That was such a huge drive.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize she was past Ella. It's amazing. Great birdie putt.
Yeah, starting off strong. 1 down through 2.
Owen is so unflappable.
This played as the third most difficult hole, 65% getting a birdie.
Oh, third easiest.
Third easiest.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Holyn bouncing back from that double with a great birdie.
And Ella getting back to even on the round.
Love seeing a star frame on hole 2. The pin will be pushed back to the farther position tomorrow. Going to play quite a bit harder.
God, Owen with such an enormous lead after only 2 rounds. It's crazy. And starting off solid. Hole 3, massive downhill shot, 915, OB line all the way down the right side. It starts about halfway up the left side. You can see those stakes as well. Landing something on or around this berm is great. Your second shot, you just want to avoid this bubble of out of bounds. It pulls off of that advertisement wall, so you want to make sure you get over that if you're trying to carry the OB. But a lot of players are going to go around to the left side and just take the easy par. We did see Holyn eagle this yesterday, and I don't remember if we had any in the first round, but it's well within reach of the ladies on this lead card. Owen disking way down to a pig yesterday.
Yeah, she threw the Star Rock 3 on day 1 and was also in bounds. And you don't see Owen disc down very often. Super smart play, stays in bounds. She loves it. Kat Mertsch with the Champ Glow Thunderbird. Love the angle. Just needs to pan. Pan, 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 pan.
Oh.
In maybe? Oh, it's in. I thought it was going to flex out.
Got a nice little berm action.
The best. Ella also going mid-range with a C-Line MD3. That's pretty. Wow. That's as far as most 12-speed drivers go.
Unbelievable. You know, if Holyn's got the tongue out, she's going huge.
No, it's a buzz. She just looks like that.
She just looks like
That's her face. Dang, goes OB. Easy to save a par from there, and who knows, maybe she'll try to send a huge second shot and get a birdie. It's good to land on the left side of, what'd you call this, the bubble?
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the pin. That's a great spot.
Yeah, anything close to that bubble right side of the fairway, it's absolutely blind and really difficult to get a distance read.
What do you think? She's sending it?
I think she's sending it.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Push.
Get up and over.
Push.
You can do it, baby. All right.
Oh. Not quite to the green, but she's got a long look.
Yeah, probably 100 feet or so. Kat Mertsch also sending a huge shot here.
Nice.
Nice.
Ella definitely eyeing it up. Giving it all the wide Width that needs. Oh, wow. Big flare skips.
Be just outside the circle with that ground play.
Yeah, buzzing the bullseye. Owns third, right up to the green. She's looking at another birdie.
Mm-hmm. And Own just drawing this one up really well, just kind of chopping the hole into little parts and getting the easy birdie.
Kat with a forehand approach, and she'll be right outside the bullseye for birdie as well.
Holyn, maybe a little run. This basket's a little short, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It looks miniature from this angle.
Yeah, Ella looking a little nervy on the green there, not quite committed. Stepping from just outside the circle, but she makes the comeback putt for birdie.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Don't usually say that very often.
No, there were 2 eagles today, Maria Oliva and Natalie Ryan getting those threes. So awesome.
And Natalie was about a circle's edge putt. It was sweet. Holyn saving the par with the OB stroke. Hard to do much better.
38% of the field taking a birdie or better here, 35 taking a par. So this is definitely one that you do not want to find an error.
That's really good. A good scoring spread.
Totally.
Holyn still 7 strokes in the lead.
Wow.
Hole 4. No out of bounds. Right side early is definitely the mistake to avoid. It's a par 4 at 508 feet, super reachable. You want to throw a turnover, backhand or a sidearm, or just progress straight through the initial gap on the left side. And then you want to throw up this hill, and you want to throw over the logs that they installed. So you used to be able to do a skip shot, now it's more of an air shot. Another basket precariously perched. And that's not a bad shot from Own, but she's going to be a little bit pinched. Kat with that same Thunderbird she threw off the tee on the last hole. This thing has some amazing turn on it.
She threw this so far yesterday. Sometimes going too far on this hole can bring some branches into play. Today it looks great.
There's a couple smaller gaps over there. It's weirdly blocked if you progress too straight, but definitely doable. Ella going FD. Ooh. Wow, yeah. Uh-huh.
Is she past
She's
every
past
tree?
all the trees,
wow.
yeah.
Just a wide open approach.
Holyn going flippy fairway, I believe, as well. Looks like a vulture. Yep, solid.
Unfortunately, right behind those low-hanging tree branches, she's going to have to get low if she wants to attack this green.
Bet you $1 she sticks her tongue out while she throws it. Own overturns her backhand approach. Kat actually with a nice open window.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just about speed control.
It's crazy how quickly those left side trees can come into play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, wide open. Cool. No, easy. No problem. Oops, circle's edge. Holyn down low. Maybe
I think her
trying
tongue
to,
was out.
Yeah, maybe trying to play a skip, and it works.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer when your straight shot gets a little bit punished over there. Great pace on this one from Own. solid recovery.
Being in circle 2 isn't as great on this hole just because it does drop off very steeply behind the basket. So you want to nestle this one up close from your second shot if you can. Ella doing just that right outside the bullseye. Sending.
Mm-hmm. And sit. I think it curled. Respect.
Yeah, love all the confidence. Cat just laying it up, not messing around with this hill.
Really good save from Owen. I think the last 2 rounds, did she just have 1 bogey? No, she had 1 bogey the first day. How many did she have yesterday? She just kept it really clean is what I'm getting at.
Not many bogeys and a lot of birdies.
And no doubles.
Yep. Ella going to walk away with a birdie on hole 4. 21% of the field birdieing this one and 65% parring. So it's all about just where that drive lands and hoping you can capitalize on that approach. I'm so excited we have one more day to attack this course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was weird. It's so strange playing 4 rounds at the same course.
Mm-hmm.
Usually 4-rounders have two different courses.
With no cut, too.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Hole 5, the second most difficult hole of the day. First wooded hole of the day. Look at this beautiful fairway. Big downhill shot that you have to go through this long, narrow gap and hopefully land somewhere softly. Most players not getting much past circle 2, even with the best drive ever. If you do catch something early, it can be very difficult to scramble for birdie as there is an out of bounds line past the basket at the circle's edge that can come into play if you come in too hot and aggressive on your second shot.
Even this, Ella hitting that first tree, it can be really rough over there. Even though this score's really difficult, I love this hole.
Me too. It's so fun.
I think I just love all the downhill ones and dislike all the uphill ones.
Doesn't matter if it's a tweener hole. Yeah. It's downhill.
Owen has been throwing the sidearm all day, or every day rather, and it does end up in the rough a little bit, but that right side late isn't too terrible to scramble from. Look at this.
Wow.
Come on, fade.
That out of bounds line does kind of start coming into play over where Kat is. She's not all the way there yet. It's another 25 or 30 feet to the right.
I think she got to circle 2.
Mm-hmm.
Holyn, I think with that same vulture, nice little turn on it, keeps it low.
Yep, nothing too aggressive. I really like that play.
Oh, man. Ella in a really tough position.
This is one of those holes that can just kind of spiral out of control the second your drive gets off to one side or the other early. Ella's third shot, great, but still, is she in circle 2 yet?
I don't think so. Look at Owen. Just absolutely destroying that log. Yes. I would like that to be my phone background, that photo. Justin, if you could send me that, please. Surprisingly less than perfect upshot. I mean, it was fine, but usually she's parked.
Holyn's second shot coming in hot. But,
oh. Does she find OB? No, she's safe.
Yeah, it looks like it cuts right after that log. Whew.
Speed control, such an important element out here on these approaches at D-Glow.
Kat with another really great forehand approach to the green. Only, let's see, 2 competitors got to circle 1 in regulation and only 4 to circle. Oh my gosh.
What a bid. Yeah, Holyn getting a little fortunate, I think. You can see that corner stake. I thought it was just a straight line, kind of.
And bogeys can happen so quickly here in just that way. This looks like a flat green, but it does drop off a little bit behind the basket. You run those putts and don't draw on metal, you're gone.
Owen hits top right band on her par putt. Makes good on the comebacker, though.
Only 2 birdies on the day today. Haley King and Macy Vela Diaz getting the 2. So awesome. 47% taking a par and 47 taking a bogey or worse. Half of that 47 doubles. Woo. Hole 5 really showing us who's boss today. And I bet you could ask most of the field and they'd be like, no, I love hole 5.
Yeah, I think so too, which is rare. Is this just all Kat Mertsch fist bumps?
Yes.
18 of them?
She's generous with fist bumps.
Look at Haley King, 4 down through 7. Wow. Hole 6, you go up this hill. Most women just going to pitch up to the gap up here and then throw a gentle turnover backhand or a sidearm, either mid-range or fairway driver maybe, up to this pin. It's kind of a right to left sloping green for most of it. It does drop off behind kind of as well. You see some women attack off the drive and get into that ditch and just see what happens, but there's definitely quite an element of luck to just, throwing a drive as hard as you can. Did she just say Catherine? Because that's funny.
That's how she talks to herself.
Catherine.
Yeah, that early left side's brutal. I don't even know what it's like over there.
Not good. I wish I had a shortened nickname so then I could call myself by my full name when I was mad at myself. Owen's not in the perfect spot, but I think she'll be able to attack. Everyone's struggling. This is, it's not the easiest shot, I guess, but it's not exactly hard either.
I feel like it's easy to let your, it's such a kind of a little dummy short hyzer shot that it's easy to let your focus lapse for a second. And then you're like, whoops, I just threw that terrible.
Mm-hmm. Ella finding a decent spot.
Kat with a flex line. You can see her lining up that forehand, but she's forced to go standstill.
It's not that far.
No.
Probably 275 or something from there.
Par is rescuable. Birdie, even in the equation, if she got enough distance, she'll be right around the edge of circle 2 with a very steep uphill look, depending on if she got a roll.
Holyn a little closer, but a very similar line to what Kat just threw. Oh. Yeah, it gets a little lucky.
Oh, until the very end. But par super rescuable from there.
Owen lined up even better than I thought. Looks like her favorite upshot destroyer. Oh, wow, I'm surprised I didn't get much of a skip. It just sat at
it just glued.
18. Yeah, nice.
Did it land in mud?
And Ella with the most open look at it, going slow speed, stable, mid-range, I think.
It's so good.
Whoa. Wow. Yes.
Yeah, you really have to throw a flex shot here. If you just throw a pure hyzer, it's so easy to get those skips, like Erika was saying, and end up right or deep.
Holyn with an uphill look at it.
Okay.
So uphill. Kat also with a long look for birdie. Nah. Live to fight another hole.
Yep, protecting those other 2 birdies. Owen just stacking up some more green. She got her 1 bogey. I bet just the rest of the day will be clean. She's like, oh, it's nice to get that one out of the way early.
So maybe 16. That's the real doozy out here. Can you imagine having that mentality? Oh, there's my bogey. Yeah. Cool, it's over.
Ooh, I did it. 32% of the field taking a birdie here. 56 with a par. Everyone playing hole 6 very clean. And there's no catching Owen right now. Someone else gets a birdie, so does she.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 7. Same hole as last year, just with this new out-of-bounds line on the right-hand side, and boy, does it make you think. Ideally, you want to land your drive somewhere right here, but that OB line has a tendency to push you towards those center trees, making your second shot difficult to get aggressive on. You can throw a forehand flex shot. I think a backhand hyzer is the way to go. But really, it's just about seeing where you land and seeing what you have to contend with in order to make a decision on how aggressive you want to be. No shame in laying up halfway down this fairway if you get offline on your drive.
Own with great distance. Gonna be a little pinched.
Wow.
Swirly S-line PD. Perfect.
Oh my gosh. And just what? 12 or 15 feet past that tree?
Yeah, amazing.
That you worry about?
Little flex.
Mm-hmm. Cat with a similar line. Also pushing past those trees you have to worry about. Giving them an open look at attacking the green.
Flex on Ella. Oh, wow. This is a buzz from
I like
Holyn.
that play.
Just chill in.
Yeah. If I had it, I'd do it.
She's not quite at the top of the hill, but she's close enough where it's pretty favorable footing. You can see it's a little awkward. Nice.
Yeah. That's pretty typical. Landing right around the edge of circle 1 for birdie on this one. You're happy with that.
I feel like we're seeing a more strategic Holyn than normal.
Yeah.
It's cool. Own gets out and around. She's going to be on that short left side.
I feel like this course kind of like whips you into being strategic. Like you're like, oh, you try to go huge on the first day and you learn a lot of lessons.
So many.
And then Tobaggan's like, nah, dog, chill.
Just chill, please.
Just put it in the fairway.
Gosh, we're just trying to have a good time.
It doesn't have to be far. But Ella is far and makes this approach so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Ella looking really confident. It's like weird that she has a couple of bogey strokes because she just looks at ease.
Cat from down in the ditch just trying to get up and give herself a putt for par. Yeah.
Owen just going to lay up her third shot.
Confident looking stroke, catching some right side chains. That's an ideal place to putt from because you don't have to worry about rollaways on the backside. More karate cat.
Yeah, karate cat. I want like an action figure karate cat for home.
And no nonsense, simple little birdie.
I think that's why we've traditionally thought, oh yeah, it's a distance course, just because if you do some really cool stuff and get the distance, it makes it so easy. But you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Ella with the only birdie on the card. Down to only 6 strokes to catch Owen.
Closing the gap.
Hole 8. One of the easiest holes on the course. There's OB left and right. You just need to chip a sidearm or backhand just past this tree on the right. Second shot, once again, backhand or sidearm. There's so many sidearm / backhand anhizers on this course. It's crazy. I just sound like I'm stuck in a time loop when I describe these.
Broken record.
Yeah, it's really easy to push too straight off the tee or catch that one tree in the way. So as long as you're just kind of in the middle, you can see Ella hyzering a little too much right into this tree, and I think that helped her stay in bounds.
Yes, that was a friendly reaction. She can still get up and down for par there. It's rare to see her pull out a distance driver with a sidearm.
Going for the eag?
Mm-hmm.
What did you say yesterday? Birdie 2 eagle?
Yeah, it's a birdie 2 eagle.
Yeah. I'm getting to a good spot with her flex sidearm.
I love watching Kat throw sidearms. It's kind of hyzer flip. Doesn't look like she's putting a ton of power into it, but it gets moving.
Holyn with a little too much hyzer on this force, but also gets a favorable little tree kick. And it is possible to birdie from there. Just really difficult.
Yeah, it's a little sketchier because there's some low-hanging tree branches and you're throwing right at out of bounds if you throw too far. So you got to make sure to put hyzer on it. You can see Ella trying to put a little bit of height on it to get it all the way to the green up this very steep hill.
Holyn attempting the same shot, standing upright though, instead of on a knee.
I wonder if Ella has that nickname, Hella.
I was just thinking
That's
about
a
it.
great nickname.
It is.
Oh, and just breaking it down perfectly, surgically.
Yeah. Cat's second. Nice open look at it. Perfect.
38% of the field getting a birdie on this one, with over half the field getting to circle one for birdie. No.
Yeah, we saw a really nasty roll away yesterday. I had one today. It's definitely imperative not to hit low on this basket.
Holyn hitting high, but basket is friendly. Drops it straight in for birdie. Kat and Owen going to do the same. Ella going to have to settle for par.
Is this going by really fast?
Yes. So the last 2 days, the course has averaged at over a stroke and a half over par. Today, it's almost a full stroke under par. So I feel like we're watching less shots.
Okay, sure.
We're watching all these holes just play so easy.
Owen playing nice and loose with that shoulder massage she's getting. I'm jealous.
Me too. Hole 9, 472 feet downhill, losing about 60 or 70 feet of elevation. A little tiny bit of a headwind that you're thinking about today. You don't want to turn it over right because that's so brutal over there. That big brush area can be really hard to get to the green if you land in that area. There's also some tall grass left that can be tough. Most people are just kind of laying this one up. Not a lot of birdies this weekend.
Look at this flex from Owen. That flippy destroyer. Great shot.
Mm-hmm. Circle 2 feels wonderful on this hole.
I think order of operations are exactly what you just said. Short right is the worst. Then middle left is the worst. And then after that, it doesn't matter too much.
Mm-hmm.
Late right, I guess, is worse than late left. But that middle left, if you hyzer out on a way too early, can be really rough.
Whoa.
Look at this thing. What? What?
Okay, she's the first person to do that this weekend.
Sick.
We got to watch.
She parked it. Such good control on that flex line.
Oh, look
Holyn
at
trying to
Holyn,
match.
too.
I would say that's the more typical result. So hard to do what Kat just did. And that's a great shot from Holyn, don't get me wrong.
Unbelievable. Yeah, only 3 people landed in circle 1 today.
This looks good from Ella. Fade. Yeah, that's her vanguard.
You know,
all right, cool.
Maybe distance does help on this course.
It does. It does. But this is a very technical shot. And I feel like we haven't been able to attack because of the wind.
Yep, that's so true. Owen just playing her game, sticking to the plan.
Holyn gonna run it? Oh, yeah.
Man, she's right on line today.
Yeah, she doesn't have the best score for how good her shots have been. She's not quieting... no, Ella. She's not quite putting the holes together completely. Like one shot's a little off or something every hole.
Just the tiniest bit.
Just a bit. That's all it takes.
Owen already got her bogey, so we already knew that was going in.
Right. It's science. Goose science.
Yeah. Technical. Advanced.
Really picturing little geese in lab coats with beakers and whatnot, vials. Love it.
Kat with one of only 2 birdies on the day. Missy Gannon got the other one. Big distance, Missy.
I'm so glad we got to see that from Kat.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
You can't draw it up any better.
Scoggins leading the way, 3 down. Kat Mertsch, 4 down with that birdie. Ella Hansen at 2. Holyn moving down to 4th with a 1 over. Maria Oliva, 3 down through 9. Haley King popping off, 4 down through 11.
And a lot more scores under par than we've seen the last 2 days. Not surprising with how little wind we've had. It was an absolute joy to play today. The back 9, I think, is going to be a little friendlier as well. I'm excited to see what people can do when they're not worried about a headwind swirling in their face for those last 4 holes. But thanks for coming and hanging out with us. We have 9 more holes on round 3, and we still have a whole nother round tomorrow, so lots of action can still happen. Tune in. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
We're your 2 hockeys.
Honk.